What? Oh, the container is up here.
Wonder what's inside.
Well, it's mine now.
Whoa, this is really good.
And I think that's everything I could do here for now. Okay. Time to start this quest, whatever it is. Should have done it earlier, but whatever. Hey, Gondor, can I bother you for a moment? Huh? What can I do you for, Seeker? I was just looking for you because I wanted to get your advice about something. Okay, so what you got for me, Seeker? Gotta be something big if you're daring to bother me, huh? That's right. The thing is, people from the prison camp are getting ready to head back to the city right now. You're sending our guys back, huh? That's right. That's something to be welcomed, surely, if they're going home to the city. It is, for sure, but here's the rub. There are so many of them, we can't get them back with Levinus transports only. So we're going to use a boat to get them to Farview Cape. I gotcha. You want me to get set up to bring them in from there, is that right? Yeah, right. I've sourced the boat from the logistics already. Guess you got the gist now, so can I leave the details with you? Darnie from the supply team's usually right on top of things. I'm sure she can fill you in when it comes to the finer points. Yeah, I'm good with all that, mate. But if anyone tries to mess with me, I reserve the right to mess them up. Deal? Gondor? I don't fully trust this lot. Not yet. You understand, don't you, Dag? Yeah, painfully aware. Cheers. Even so, if you think of the pros and cons, I'm sure you'll agree it's a good deal for you two. I did. That's exactly why I said yes. Noah, you lot had better come along for the ride. Looks like we got railroaded into that. Well, whatever. Should be easy though. Easy enough. Railroaded. Are there rails? Do we have railroads in this world? Did we have railroads in the previous two worlds? Kind of. They're at least minecart type or stuff for transports. Transporting goods or whatever. I'm sure that with so many capable hands on task, the job will get done in no time at all. Right, leaving it with you then. Oh, does this mean we're finally going to be able to exit out this gate here? Oh, you're up there, okay. And this is the boat you're using. Sure. We came here with some instructions from Seeker. Ah, this is about the boat, right? I'm going forward with the preparations now. Is there anything we need to do to help? Actually, yes. Could you open the floodgate? We've got our hands full getting ready for launch right now. You'll find the panel for it in the control facility. The former prisoners are all waiting in the harbor. So, if that's all we need to do, we'll be done in no time at all. Oh, it's on the other side. Oh, of course it is. I was over there earlier. So I should have remembered that. I don't know, it's been a while. Oh, please don't have this be an escort mission. I mean, I'll cut out most of it anyways, but those are always so annoying. Mostly because they're so time-consuming. Especially if we have to fight a bunch of monsters. But even if we're not, and we're just taking the boat all the way across Cerithia Sea, yikes. Okay, so the floodgate is open now. Thanks a million for that. It's a massive help. So is everything good now? Not quite. Technically this would be for the lost numbers benefit, not ours, but... Oh yeah? Well, it's not something I asked for, at least. That would have been me, Gondor. You, Dana? Well, what's the story then? What do we gotta do now? I'd like you to clear out the monsters from Farview Cape. For bringing everyone back, it could get pretty hairy if there are monsters there. Of course, it's our pleasure. But why don't you want to fight yourself? Trust me, I'll be hot on your tail, with a lot from the prison camp intel. Understood. So, I'll leave it up to you. I'm sure it won't present a major problem for the likes of you. Yeah, Donna's a real smart cookie, alright. She takes care of her own job and nothing else. Well, if that's the situation, let's get out there and handle those monsters. Okay, good. I don't actually have to go with them. So what monsters specifically do we need to take out? I guess ones that are up here that are higher level than 55, perhaps? So surely not that much higher level. I get the feeling we should have done this quest a bit ago. Oh no, they're weaker. That's okay. Sure. They'll be nice and easy. Great, very pushover.
You gotta face me.
You're a lifesaver.
Is this like a rare thing?
Okay, it's just these three left.
But you're in our way.
Let's get all of them into single battle. Saves so much time. Even if I have to go all out of my way to attack them individually. So much faster. And last one. Nice. Huh, it's a pretty strange old feeling, ain't it? To think we'll be heading back to the city. And it's all thanks to you guys. Actually, it wasn't us that took care of all the preparations. I reckon I'm about due to have a really good, long think about the future. Yeah, that's wise, I think. Aren't you gonna board the boat? I'm gonna head back to Agnes Castle. Got a ton of stuff to handle since Anton's copped it. He was a really serious person, you know. Feel like I need to do as much as I can of what he's left undone. I can understand that. Can you guys go with them? There's no telling what might pop up during transit. We got it. We'll take good care of them till we get them where they're going. Okay, then your hands now.
I see some relations have changed.
About to set off. Yep, let's go. And we arrived with no trouble. That's good. Back in the city at last. Yeah, here we are, back in the big juicy broccoli after all this time. Thank you. We only made it back here because of you. It was because you hung in there too. You made it here because you didn't give up when it was tough. Yeah, I guess you're right. Well, we'll be seeing you. Just look after Gondor and the rest for us, won't you? Yeah, we got you.
Looks like colony relations have changed.
Okay, I know there's quests to do here, but we'll come back. We have plenty to do at the castle. Ooh, the level increased. That's good. It was at level 1. It's now at level 2. We have an Op on caravan. Cool. Unfortunately, it's not at one of the caravans we need for that quest. That's going to be annoying to deal with. We'll get to that soonish as well. Yeah, we don't. Let's head back. Oh, there's stuff happening here. Yeah, I guess I'll do that stuff right now. I was gonna do something else. Agnes are being untrustworthy as usual. Haven't got a clue what's going on inside their heads. Shh. Do you think it's wise to be speaking like that in their territory?
Every day's a training day.
Have you heard about those crazy strong guys? The ones that are locked up in prison for yonks? Yeah, I did. The guys over in internal security will be run ragged if they ever manage to get out. This is just the kind of time I'd like those guys to be here at, but alas. Toma, Zera, and Joda are all locked up deep inside the prison after all. They won't be seeing daylight anytime soon. Hey, did you hear? An Agnian arranged us a boat to the city. I heard. Some guy called Seeker, right? Why did he go and do something for us that wouldn't benefit him in any way? Oh, I never ordered this food. A CP boost of 40%? What? How did I never get this?
I'll start, shall I?
Uni's back in action.
Can't wait to see how Manana prepares it.
Oh boy, they're both quests.
Let's lay out the
Just do one at a
facts.
time. That rumor we heard about Seeker, the guy who spoke to Gondor. Yes, it seems the people of this city don't trust him. They don't understand his motives. In a way, it's understandable. The situation is what it is, and there's no easy fix for it. Think back on what those bastards did to us, alright? Never mind an easy fix. I don't think there's any fixing it at all. Well, whichever way he was, or seemed, if he's got a bone to pick with the city, we gotta nip that in the bud. Fair point. How about we make some inquiries into Seeker then? If we ask around with the Agnians, we're bound to learn something. Alright, sorted. Let's do it then.
Let's bounce.
You want to know about Seeker? Sure, I don't mind. Only, there's nothing really to tell. Guess he's serious about his work. There's that, I suppose. It always seemed like the higher-ups liked him well enough, too. He's got a load of awards, if I'm remembering right.
I see some relations have changed.
Oh, and I need to head down. Okay. Seeker, I hear he's been friends with the commander over at Lambda, and for a long time, too. Although, to be fair, he did used to be an internal affairs, so I guess it's no wonder he's got friends in high places. Huh, ask about Seeker, yeah? I know him well. We were on the same team. For the longest time, he was a real straight shooter, totally over-serious nerd. Nothing like he is now. Since the clock got smashed, he's a lot more proactive and full-on. Personally, I like him way better now.
I see some.
Oh, what's this? Heavy pomegranate. Okay. Still need those. Remember Seeker saying he wanted to do something about the lost numbers ill feeling toward us. He was like, I don't know how it'll go, but we gotta find a way to work together and move past it. From what we've been hearing, seems he understands the problems affecting Agnes Castle as a whole. He's also said to be a diligent worker, and nobody seemed to wish him ill. Alright, sure, but he was in the prison camp for a reason, right? Things can't be that simple. I did initially suspect that there might have been some hidden motive behind Seeker's actions, but it no longer seems likely. Right? I think it's beyond doubt that he's thinking about moving things in a more positive direction. And also, since he's working hard to reform this place, Don't you think we could stand to lend him a hand? Well, seems he'd be worth having a chat with at least, even if nothing comes of it. Yeah, if he's trying to make amends to lost numbers, then it's definitely worth a try. Let's all go and talk to Seeker then. Oh, hey Gondor, I've been looking for you. What now? Well, I've been thinking, I'd like to transport some of the provisions from Agnes Castle over to the city. Provisions? Now there's a golden idea. Okay, but why? What's in it for Agnes? I'm not sure there'd be a really clear payoff for us, however. But here's the thing. When the fake queen was revealed, I saw consuls from Kevis standing there, and it made me sick. All the things I thought were right. In that moment, that instant, I saw how mistaken I'd been. And mistakes need to be corrected, even if it takes my entire remaining life. That's why I want to give the city its due. Hope it will make you stronger, and I hope I can spend my strength repaying you. Whoa, dude, you're gonna make me bawl. Hey, Yagi? Yes, this is most gracious. First, we repatriated everyone who'd go back to the city. So then I figured, why not send some provisions next? Are we really that strapped for grub, though? My lady, what are you saying? We always need great quantities of food to get by. And whose fault is that, do you reckon, you bottomless pit of a man? In any case, you could stand to have a bit more food, surely. As luck would have it, we have plenty here. If we could get them processed to be more shelf-stable, they'd make for good portable meals, too. Sounds like it'll be quick going if we pitched in as well. Yes, if you could. We'd also appreciate it if you could collect whatever's missing and leave it with Darnie. And then we city people can take it from there. Yes, that would be fantastic. Thanks. That is the long and short of it. We'd be thankful for your assistance. You'll have it. Rest easy. Seeker's gotten in touch. You hear about the provisions? We don't have quite enough for the transport to the city, so we need a bit of help getting them together.
Okay, so we're handing over...
Yeah, we have lots of different things. We don't have very many of those. Or any of this, which is... Actually, a lot of this is just going to be from killing certain enemies. So it's not that bad that I don't have very much. Oh, boy. Well, I guess I could just do it like that. And... I mean, just a couple more of that. Should be good. We've got all the provisions we requested. Thanks bunches. Would you be so kind to give Seeker the good news? We finished collecting the food and handed it all over. Thanks so much. I'm glad I turned to you for help. Well done, Noah and friends. Always so quick to aid. It's marvelous. Even in a difficult situation like this one, we can only try to move forward. And I believe that when we work together, we can achieve almost anything. I think so too, and we're always ready to do our part. Wow, Seeker, sounds like something a real leader would say, innit? You gonna look somewhere else next time you say something pointed like that? But yeah, that was a good line. I'll even go on limb and believe it. Thank you. I'll do all I can to live up to the trust you've placed in me.
I see some relations have changed.
Oh, up to 3-star affinity. So we've heard that there are some people locked up, but nothing about the whys or hows. Being put into prison for violations of military discipline is not unheard of, I suppose. People were saying they're pretty tough as well. Hey Gondor, do you know anything? Oh yeah, some Agnian soldiers apparently. The way I hear it, Tion's basically got it. Put in the brig for some discipline thinger. Meant to be right clever and rowdy too. That's about all I've heard. Supposedly it's all under security's purview, but I don't know much more. Is there any point of locking them up under the current circumstances? Well, no, unless we ask security. Would be nice to get some extra hands to help around the castle and city.
Alright, let's get going. Time's a wasting.
Hey, could we talk to you for a minute? Sure thing, what's up? We heard you got Agnian soldiers locked up here, so... Oh, Sparks. Really? Even you've heard? Gah, give me a break. Wow, sounds like that struck a nerve. Oh, you're joking now, but just wait till you've heard the story. I'm at the end of my tether, I tell you. I mean, look, I agree with Seeker's thinking, and I want to work together with the city. Really, I do. But the people they lock up for violating regulations have done some pretty heinous stuff in the past. Take this Toma guy, old pals with a chick called Zara, then add in this hothead Joder in the mix. Now the three of them have some kind of understanding. Cahoots o'clock, I'm telling you, thick as thieves. What are you suggesting? You think that when they're let out, they'll get up to some hijinks? Hijinks, huh? Well, if that was just hijinks, I think we'd consider ourselves lucky. To be honest with you, I'm kind of shocked that they haven't been sent for the chop already. If we don't ever let them out, then maybe it would have been better to just do that and be done with it. Getting the chop? You mean execution? What you're saying is, you think that what they did is enough to deserve that? And what does Seeker have to say? I'm leaving their treatment to your discretion. Discretion, my arse. Like, tell me what to do, you utter shitbird. Phew, sorry, I had to get it off my chest. So anyway, you want to see them? They're really so irredeemable. Aren't they going to take a pop at us? I mean, they're still in a cell, right? Not exactly made of sticks. Okay, come along, I'll introduce ya. What's this? Tea tied toe tighter? I smell the smell of a strong fighter. So that's the big baddie you're talking about? That's right, he's the main offender. You come to break us out, or cut our throats? I'll tell you though, it pays to be on our good side. I'm still making my mind up, actually. Don't go force my hand, alright? And you're the lot that liberated the castle, aren't you? Come on, let's have a square go, you and us. Beg your pardon? If we win, you cut us loose. Before you go misinterpreting that, I don't mean we'd go on a killing spree. Zara's my best and oldest friend, you see. And Joder, well, I met him here on the inside, but I like the cut of his jib. So I think we'd like to taste the air outside one day again, all three of us together. Well, if we win, that is. And what if we win? Your choice, I suppose. Keep us jailed till we die, make us follow you around. Whatever you decide, we'll go along with. Doesn't make it any easier. Wait, aren't they hardened criminals? I don't feel qualified to pass judgment on them just like that. It's fine. You're more qualified than me, that's for sparking certain. There we go. Sounds like a deal to me. Come on, let's get to the fisticuffs already. What should we do? Alright there, Ferris. You pipe down and play nice until these good people figure out what to do. Sounds good to me. Just don't keep me waiting too long.
Good to add more names.
Oh boy, there's so many of them. Wait, why do I have...
I see some relations have changed.
There's quest markers and... What? I guess I just talked to you? So what kind of crime did you commit to be locked up here exactly? What's it to you? Will I get to fight you a lot if I talk? It all depends on what you tell us. Well, I guess it's worth a punt. Got locked up for the crime of mass murder. A clear violation of military discipline. Simple enough reason, right? Thinking back on it now, I guess I just wasn't a soldier for the console control. wasn't a soldier the console could control. But that's besides the point. You gotta fight me or not. Down with it. Oh no, they all have a quest. Oh, that's okay. I heard Toma talking earlier. I assume it was with you guys, right? Yeah, but staying on topic, what got you branded as a fiend and locked up in here? Well, my great crime was blowing up a container the salvage corps was going to salvage. Horrible thing to do, right? Wasting away supplies they work so hard to get. That's a new one to me. Why go and blow up valuable supplies? I mean, who cares about that, really? You guys have come here to fight us at 3 Fiends, right? I'm ready to fight whenever you are, but don't keep me waiting too long. Why do these all have a quest?
Good to add more names.
What did you do to get yourself in here? Well, a whole bunch of things, let's say. I used to work in the inspection branch. One day I erased a certain piece of intel, but I don't think I did anything wrong. Now, I haven't had a bad time here thanks to Toma and Zara, but you know what? I now feel like battering you lot and moseying on out of here, if you would be so inclined.
Good to add more names.
So what are we doing? You gonna fight them or what? Let's ask about them, I guess. They've been here a while now, all three of them. It's not like they can just walk out or anything, but during working hours, they're usually together. They're a real thorn in my side, though, so I seriously want them gone in the worst possible way. So there's information on them. There's a container here.
I hope we can make use of this.
Does that mean I'm somewhere I haven't been before? Where am I?
Take good care of that.
No, I have been. Was it like a... maybe this area was locked off. I guess that could be the case. Let's go up above and see if we can find more information on them, because each of them had information for... Hello? So I heard Odor might be getting out soon. The very man who brought disorder to his colony by destroying enemy intel. I know I wouldn't be letting him out anytime soon. So yeah, exactly like that. Let's see if we can find any more of it. It might be down below, to be fair. And what are these quests? Solve for worry. What did he do? Okay, so I think I do need to figure this all out. Oh, hello. I have to get real close to be able to see these. Toma was jailed for violating military discipline during a battle with Kevas. Everything I ever heard about him suggested he was a superb Levnis pilot, albeit one who had a bit of an issue following orders. Soon as worrying about whether she should free the guy or not, personally, I'm against it. I heard the girl that blew up the supply container might be getting released from prison. I'm hesitant, to be honest. I know it said she had Agnes's best interest in mind when she did it, but I find that hard to believe. Oh, okay, these people show up on the map, so I don't actually have to get the quests equipped or walk every square foot of the area to find them. That's good to know. Jodor, you say? Well, he used to be in Intel. He was my subordinate. One day, the guy destroyed some intel showing that Kevas was making camp somewhere. If our forces had seen that intel, they could have ambushed that camp and won a crucial victory. But without that intel, we had no chance. There are a few casualties, but I'm still at a loss as to why he didn't share the intel. I'd like to ask you about Zara's story. Sure. I mean, Zara's already locked up now, so I'm not sure what difference it'll make. But, why not, I guess? You guys must have your reasons for asking, I suppose. Zara used to be part of the Salvage Corps. She achieved much as a soldier, and was well regarded for her nous in battle. But one day, there was an incident on a mission to procure an airdrop supply container. I'm sure you probably know already, but for some reason, she decided to blow up that container. Everyone was furious about the waste of supplies. It wasn't even like there were Kavesi trying to steal them or anything. Council at the time therefore claimed she was plotting insurrection and imprisoned her.
I see some relations have changed.
I heard that Jodor is the reason we lost the chance to take out a base in the war with Kevas. I don't know why he did it. I tried asking him, but he flat out refused to give a reason why. Zara, yeah, I know her. She was a hot topic for a little while here. She was in the squad that mainly salvages supplies, and was a snuffing-capable soldier herself. And when supply containers are being targeted by enemy scavenging teams, soldiers like her are invaluable. The Salvage Corps and Supply Team may be known as logistical teams, but it doesn't mean they lack capable fighters. They're the ones who take the necessary decisive actions, such as blowing up a container if the enemy's about to steal it. Even I always have to stay on my toes. You never know when something might happen. Toma is a man who cared deeply for his allies. In that battle with Keves, his squad was on the verge of being completely massacred. But the Nutty Mutter broke position to take a rear guard and charged right at them, letting his squad retreat in the process.
I see.
Oh yeah, we'll just go in order.
Where should I start?
If we're to believe what Toma has told us, then it would seem he got locked up for the crime of mass murder. But we also heard that he took rearguard in order to let his comrades retreat. And while he was fighting to save his comrades, he killed a large number of Kavesi soldiers. It's not like he did his case any favors, but he was just fighting his enemy, right? That's what we're all taught to do. Certainly, that would just be the normal thing to do when you're in the Flame Clock's clutches. Excuse my speculation, but he didn't extract the flames from the enemies he defeated, did he? If he was blinded by rage like he said, then I think he was more preoccupied with crushing those Kavesi than anything else. You do raise a good point. Can't exactly extract someone's flame while in Alevness. Looking at it from the console's point of view, that wasting a good flame would have been a cause enough to lock him up. This will sound grim, but hear me out. I think the console could have solved this more easily if you just snuffed him on the spot. Good point, but you have to consider that Toma's deeds would have won him favor with the troops, despite irking the consul. Executing him for valiantly saving the lives of his fellow soldiers would have backfired massively. He was a right pain in the consul's arse, that's for certain. It would go some way to explaining why it would have been far easier for the consul to lock him up under false pretenses. So then, perhaps it will be possible to not only convince him not to fight us, but also to free him from prison? Don't mind fighting him either way, but we'd be saved a whole lot of fuss if you could talk him out of it somehow. There's only one way to find out. Let's head to Toma's cell and see what we can do.
Where should I start?
So from everything we've heard about Zera, you'd almost think she grew up feral or something. It's hard to consider blowing up supplies as anything but a military discipline violation, that much is certain. True, but something really doesn't add up here. Yeah, like if we were planning an insurrection, I sure wouldn't start it by blowing up some random supplies. You're right, Uni. What'd be the point in that? I guess the key here is to find out what her reason was for blowing up that container. Just thought of something. Like, isn't it a little odd the consul didn't sentence her to death right away? Good point. Usually in this situation, the offender would get executed to send a warning to the rest of the colony. Perhaps the consul saw some sort of value in keeping Zera alive. If we can present a concrete theory as to why she got locked up and not executed, that could help our case a lot. And what do we do when we find out after she's freed that she's just an utter maniac? Fight her, I guess? Figured that. Guess we should go see her then.
Where should I start?
So the story goes that Joder destroyed Kevis Intel and therefore caused damage to Agnes's position. The mystery here is, why did he destroy intel that had crucial info on an enemy's camp's whereabouts? What he did went far beyond a violation of military discipline. He could have easily been sentenced to death for it. Tell me about it. Soldiers are always getting killed by enemies they don't see coming. That kind of intel is worth its weight in gold. Which brings up an important question. Why is Joder still alive? I think we might need to ask the guy himself about what the true nature of that intel was. That'd be quicker for sure. Yeah, let's go and ask him.
I'm all refreshed and ready to take on the world.
Ah, yikes, some quests just involve so much talking. Oh, right, yeah, just start with you. So you're filling up for a fight, are you? Before that, there's something we want to make sure of. Is it true that you murdered multiple Kavesi soldiers? Did you miss it in the first time round? Of course I did. You used Alevness during that incident, didn't you? Well now, someone's done their research. But yeah, I killed a snuff ton of the enemy in Alevness. You stayed behind last to fight them off, so you could save your fleeing comrades, if I'm not mistaken. Where the spark did you... Anyway, yeah, that's also right. Now about that enemy, I don't know what the colony they came from, but they sure didn't know snuff about fighting honorably. Seeing those dishonorable mutters slaughtering my friends made me go right off the deep end. Had to get any of my guys still breathing out of there, but I couldn't just let them get away with it. I was too drained to wield my blade, so I got into Elevenus and made him regret even being alive. That's all there is to it. Right, we now understand what happened. Not like me to telling you all this is gonna make a lick of difference, though, is it? Yeah, sure, we'll do that now. We're heading off to tell Suna from Internal Security about your story. We won't be long. There you are. Where have you guys been? Finally decided to do battle with those wretches. Before it gets to that, we'd like to find out if you know anything more about what Toma did. You mean the mass murder? Well, as far as I remember, he indiscriminately killed a load of Kavesi without extracting their life. That led the consul at the time to arrest him and lock him up here. I'm afraid to tell you that your crafty consul bent the truth about what really happened. Huh? What do you mean? Let's explain. What the? So he's fighting to save his comrades. But that wasn't in the report. It's like we said, the consul bent the truth to make it seem like he was fighting for fighting's sake, not for his comrades' lives. Well, now that I think about it, there were some guys in my term who managed to survive that battle. Although Toma could have definitely tried to extract the flame from the enemy. It's not a stretch to say that he had his reasons to do what he did. That settles it then. I've got no reason to doubt you guys. You're the ones who freed us from the clock after all. I've also got no reason to doubt that the Toma I knew would have done everything for his comrades and for Agnes. Oh, well thank you. Been a while since I've had proper fresh air. Tastes better than I remember. I can bet. You should be thankful to Noah and the others for that. You bet I'm thankful to them. Not to mention to you too, of course. Just don't get yourself in any more trouble, okay? I'm busy enough as it is. I wouldn't do that when it's this nice outside. Don't you worry yourselves one bit. I'm still one capable soldier, believe me. Doesn't sound like you've learned anything to me. Oh boy.
I see some
Well,
relations have
one
changed.
of them. You finally ready now? Kept me waiting long enough. Before we fight, there's something I want to confirm with you. Specifically, the reason you blew up that container. What's it to you? It's not like I can make those supplies magically come back. True, but to just blow up a container for no reason, you'd have to be out of your mind, which you don't seem to be. Funny you mention that, because I was out of my mind when I blew up the container. Or perhaps you noticed that the container had been booby-trapped. You don't have to be out of your mind to sacrifice supplies in the name of protecting your comrades. Although, I wouldn't call it a flawless plan, I could see why it would be egregious enough to violate military discipline. If one knew that container did have something lethal in it, then blowing it up would be perfectly justifiable. Lethal? What do you mean lethal? Could have been something explosive or poisonous. You don't know what was inside, but you had a feeling, didn't you? It's odd to think airdrop supplies could have something like that in them, unless the console had something to do with it. Indeed, it's not impossible to see why the console could have thought up something fiendish like that. And since blowing up seemingly good supplies is a big no-no, that gave the console the perfect pretext to lock you up. Haha, cool theory. The last time I checked, theories don't count as hard evidence. Indeed, all we've got is reasoning that paints you in a favorable light. Simplest, most straightforward reason would be that you were out of your mind at the time. I'll give you this though, had fun listening to your theory. Your reasoning skills aren't too bad either. So here's what really happened. It's true that I blew up the container. You serious? And like you said, Four Eyes, the container was indeed booby-trapped. You knew something was up well before the incident, didn't you? Yeah, right after Toma had been locked up, we're long-term friends, and I was livid about his arrest. I just couldn't let it slide. As I was looking into it, I began to pick up that the console was hiding something in a container. So when he went along with the salvage corps to procure it, blew it up, hoping to use it against the Mutter himself. Yikes. Okay, take it all back. Maybe she is loopy. Console must have caught on that I was sniffing around. That's why he rigged the container. Would have been happy dying alongside him to protect my mates, but didn't go to plan, so I ended up here in the slammer instead. It was there I had a hunch that our enemy was at Kevis, though I guess I don't need to call it a hunch anymore. I've long wondered why people like you guys were, like, guys who fought the consuls. Oh no, this is a I want to know what real strength looks like type of scenario, isn't it? For love sparks. We're going to explain your story to Suna from security. Just hold on a bit. If you're going to fight anyone, be quick about it. I'd rather not have my life in danger any longer than necessary. We just got done talking to Zara for her side of the story. We think we might just have a case for freeing her from prison. Wait, seriously? We can let her go? Considering she faced up to a great enemy all by herself, we think you'll see why she deserves to be free. Great? As in size? You saying she can go toe-to-toe with Elevenus or something? We don't mean that kind of great. But like, she loves blowing stuff up, right? What if she decides to blow up the castle? It doesn't bear thinking about. That'd require a lot of explosives. Well, I guess if you put them in the right spot, like whatever's holding it up in the air, that could cause a lot of damage. Look, she had her reasons why she did what she did. Let's explain. It's a whole lot to take in, I won't lie. But I mean, Seeker trusts you guys. And in either case, Seeker was the one who left it up to my discretion. And according to my discretion, if you guys think she isn't guilty, then she sure ain't guilty to me. Thank you so much. Man, it's crazy to think that I'm actually out of prison now. Now, seeing as I was kind enough to free you, promise me you won't go around blowing stuff up. You got that? Of course, don't worry about it. I don't just blow stuff up for no reason, you know. Oh, really now? Seriously, don't go doing anything too outrageous, okay? I know. I owe you guys big time, after all. Well, up for a fight, then. Not quite. We have some things we'd like to ask first. You managed to get your hands on Kevis intel, and yet you didn't share it with Agnes. Why? Getting straight to the point again, I see. Surely squashing intel about Kevis wouldn't have been in your best interests. Alright, sit back, relax, and let Jodar tell you a story. Oh, okay, thank God. He's the one saying it, not us. Makes things... It should be shorter that way. Now that I got much else better to do anyway. After I investigated the Kevis intel that fell into my hands, I discovered that it was fake intel created by our console. What? Seems like they weren't too happy about us getting more and more powerful, and were trying to crush us. Don't know what was going through their head. It don't even begin to make sense. Maybe they just thought that screwing us was an easy way to fill the Kavesi flame clock. We're the ones who made the console so powerful, and that's how they decided to treat us? Boils my blood, it does. That's why I destroyed that intel, so my friends could withdraw from that pointless battle and limit the casualties. Did you talk about this to anyone? Absolutely no way I'd have talked to my friends about it, otherwise the console would have done them in. Thankfully, that mutter can't hurt us anymore, talking about how it now has lifted a weight off my shoulders it has. And I've got zero regrets as well. Got to meet Telma and Zara here, after all, and they're class. At least now you don't have to bear the burden on your own anymore. She's right, you're not living under that console's eye anymore, so cheer up, mate. Heh, if you ever do get out of here, I guess it might have been worth talking about what's on my mind a bit more often. We'll go explain your story to Suna from security. It won't be long. What's up? Do you need something? We've heard Jodar's full story. Full story? What's this about? Don't mind Grover, he's here on other business. He fades into the background pretty easily. Hey, I just have a soothing presence. Anyway, here's what happened. This is really hard to credit. He was going up against the console. What does this all mean? That he didn't do anything wrong after all? What he did was undoubtedly a violation of military discipline. So then... If what they're telling us is true, then Jodar unknowingly went against military discipline in order to save Agnian lives. And then went into jail without ever telling us why he really did what he did. Well then, we've got no reason to keep him locked up in here, right? He's a capable guy, I'll give you that. Or should I say him being too capable was what got him into this mess. I'm just as averse to trouble as the next person. What do you think? Okay, I think we can let Joder go. I'll take responsibility for anything that happens. Well, that'll certainly make my life easier. I know that much. But if he tries anything funny, I'll throw him back in prison, then throw away the key. I'm sure he won't have to come to that. Well, didn't think you'd be here too. Oh, don't get your knickers in a twist. I won't do nothing bad, I promise. Especially not after you guys got me out of the slammer. All we did was listen to your story. Nothing special about that.
I see some relations have
Kind of
changed.
crazy that all three of them... Are they all here? No. Two of them were over here earlier. Or maybe they're just in the background because I was continuing the quest. Kind of crazy that all three of them had basically the same story. Oh, there they are again. Say, you really think it's the right choice letting them walk? I don't foresee any particular problems. They'll be working for the good of the castle now, right? I really wanted to fight you guys, but if it means I get to leave this place, then I guess I'll settle. Same here. Anything's better than rotting in jail. Right, can't say I'm really digging the jail vibe too much. Say, are you really sure? Don't want this coming back on me, okay? If they start going nuts, we'll handle it. Relax. Seeker did leave it to your discretion. If anything, the responsibility is his. Hey, that's a good point. They're in my custody, but Seeker's the one in charge. Well, in that case, why don't we make them his bodyguards or something? That's not a bad plan at all. They would perform well as personal security detail for someone of his position. Alright, you've heard him. Get out of here. Don't darken my doorstep again. Ah, that's a weight off my chest. And straight on to Seeker, isn't it? Alright, friends, time to get to work.